What is good, my OTM family? We are here on episode 3. Episode 3? It's crazy.
Man.
We here on episode 3 today. We got a special guest in the building, my guy, Marius. What's up with you, baby?
Doing good. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing
Glad to
great.
be here.
How you?
Honored. Doing good, man.
Yep. So we gonna go ahead. We gonna get started. We got a lot to talk about today. We gonna jump right into our discussions. But first, I want to get to know Marius. Marius, tell us about yourself, brother.
All right, man. So for the people who don't know me, like he just said, my name is Marius Reese. 26 years old, from Elyria, Ohio, but I went to Clearview, so a lot of people, you know, I got the Lorraine and the Elyria blood mixed in me. But yeah, man, so we're gonna be talking about sports. I work for Victor Oladipo, shooting guard for the Houston Rockets, and I also work for his business manager as well. So I'm the glue guy, you know, I'm making sure everything is getting ran smoothly and different things like that. So I'm excited to talk about what I do, my journey, and talk about sports, man.
Hey, I just gotta let y'all know right now, before we get into our discussions, me and Marius go back. We go back a long way. We used to work out together, but it started on the basketball court. Then we was waking up at 6 a.m. the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, but 6
they
a.m.
They don't know about the Breakfast Club.
6
We gonna make that for a different video, but the Breakfast Club, 6 a.m. every morning. YMCA, right?
Yeah, YMCA.
And we was getting to it, man. So I am privileged to have him here today as a guest on this show. But the meat and potatoes is going to be centered around sports. So let's just talk about a little bit what the game of basketball means to you.
Oh man, so the game of basketball means everything for me because I've been playing since I was a kid. But you know, I was always a small guy. You know, I was never really that good, but I brought energy to the game because I love it. I'm a competitive person. So basketball means everything, man. So for me, just building a career or being able to work around sports still, because I mean, for granted, I never was gonna make the NBA, and I knew that, but I love the game and I wanted to be around the game, so I just found a unique way to still be around, still have love for the game. I still play from time to time when I can, so no, it's a blessing of what I do, man. I love the game of basketball.
And I want to share one more story. So it's my 9th grade year. I'm at Open Door. We have a away game at Clearview. It's Marius' senior night, man. It's Marius' senior night. And I was so amped for this game because I had a real close friend named Seth Trinidad. Seth, if you at home watching, what's good, my brother? But I was so amped to go play against Seth. And I just remember the crowd was, you know, yelling so crazy. It was so loud. The atmosphere was booming.
Man, it was crazy
so
that night.
I didn't have the best game, you know, and I'll admit that right now. But there was one thing that stood out to me. It was Marius' senior night. So Marius came in the game, and I think the first shot you took, you missed. And then the very next shot that you took, you made it. Whole building explodes.
Oh man, you're taking me back, man.
I'm just sitting there thinking like, he made one shot. Why are they going so crazy for it, man? But then I realized that it was senior night and it was your last home game.
Yeah.
So that moment always stands out to me, you know, whenever we conversate. I know I don't bring it up much, but
man, I forgot. You took me back. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Every single time we used to hoop, I used to have that moment like, man, I gotta go at that dude just for having that moment, you know. And on top of that, y'all blew us out too.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. We had an alright team my senior year. We just couldn't gel, but man, that was a good time. You took me back. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, man, the crowd went crazy, and it was so loud in there that people across the street could literally heard what was going on. Probably. Why did the crowd go so crazy?
Man, so the reason why, so my senior year, like I used to like play here and there, but I really didn't play. That was the only bucket I scored that whole year. And everybody lost it because everybody was like, yo, this your senior night, you gotta score. I had so much pressure on me, man, and when I hit the three, people was coming up to me after the game like, bro, your mom ran down the court, she ran back down. I'm like, yo, it was, man, you would've felt I hit the game winner.
Yeah, man.
That was a good time.
If anybody has ever played with this dude, you know that he is the loudest person on the floor. Whether he's on the floor or he's on the bench, he is the loudest person. So it's almost like those dudes, man, you be wanting them to have bad games, but it never affected him. Like it just always was, I know my part, I know I'm gonna be a vocal leader, I know I'm gonna get up in people defensively, and now it makes sense. When you hit that shot, it was like, hey, all right, now everything is adding up. That's definitely lit, man. And playing basketball myself, you know, you obviously want to make it to the NBA, you want to play overseas, you know, you want to do all these different things. But not many people can understand that you can still be around the game you love, but you don't necessarily have to play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So talk about what drives you to do what you do now, because you're obviously around the NBA, but you didn't necessarily take the pathway that you maybe at first wanted to with, you know, trying to actually play.
Right.
So
yeah. So really, what drives me and was like my dedication is I seen a business and I felt like it needed change. So for me personally, on my end, just getting around the game and getting around different guys in the NBA, like I seen a lot of guys around them who was just wanting to be around, drive the cars, wear the jewelry, different things of that nature. And I was just like, yo, like, I don't know if they really care about this player, this young man who is transitioning from college into the NBA now. Like, this is a whole new world. He's got millions of dollars and, you know, people tugging on his feet, different things of that nature. So like, it really dedicated me, because I'm like, I need to change this.
Yeah.
So for me, in my career, it's always been about, you know, putting that person first. Because I mean, athletes are humans at the end of the day. They're people. They're people first. And I think we get mixed up and we forget about that because they're on the jumbotron and they have these different things. But no, I just wanted to be dedicated to them first and foremost. And what really drove me was being able to see guys like Antonio. You know, when I was his manager that first year in Chicago, Antonio Blakely. When I was his manager that first year in Chicago, you know, seeing him, you know, being out there on the floor and getting that first bucket and, you know, having his career high 22-point game and his mom in the stands and his mom hugging me after. That's driving me because I'm seeing his dreams come true, and at the same time, he's making my dreams come true because we both helping each other reach a pinnacle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, you know, me, I want to do more of the business manager role and also the manager role as well. You know, teaching the athletes about the business side of things.
Yeah.
So that was real, like, I'm very dedicated to all the players I work with, and even Vic now, just helping him out, you know, making sure he got everything for the games and different things of that nature. So just trying to just keep going, man.
Yeah, and that's a hard field, I'm sure, to get into.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
it's
for
not
sure.
something that you could just go apply for.
No.
So I'm sure along the way you had influencers or people that maybe you, like their blueprint, or I think of somebody like Maverick Carter. I know Mav is really big to you. Talk about somebody who influenced you to maybe do the things that you're doing now.
Yeah, so first I went to culinary school. A lot of people don't know that. I thought I wanted to be a chef.
That is right, yep.
Yeah, I thought I wanted to be a chef, man.
Yep.
And, you know, it didn't work out. So just transitioning, going back, being an assistant manager at Finish Line, I knew, like, I'm working at Finish Line, but this isn't where I want to be. And Maverick Carter was the first person I discovered. It was because he had a TV show on Stars, and it's called Survivor's Remorse, which is no longer on the air. But it's about a guy, it's about a cousin, and he's the basketball player's manager. His name is Cam Calloway, is a basketball player, and Reggie Vaughn is his cousin, his older cousin. And basically, like, it just shows the trials and tribulations that an athlete has to go through.
Yeah.
And, you know, Reggie was there for them on the manager role, and I was sat back and I looked, I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm a people's person, I could probably do that. But even when I was telling people, like, you know, I want to be an agent, I want to be a manager, people was like, to NBA athletes? Like, really? You want to do that?
Yeah.
And people, because it was like, nobody never heard of somebody wanting to do that thing. Everybody was like, oh, I want to go to the NBA, I want to go overseas, but I want to represent the guys who's doing it.
Right.
And a lot of people just didn't, you know, never heard of that. So Maverick Carter, he influences me a lot. I actually never even met him to this day. Never met him to this day. Been to his office in Akron, but unfortunately he wasn't there. Was able to tour his office. That was an eye opener too. But yeah, he influenced me, and there's a lot of other guys in the business as well that influenced me.
So we're gonna get a little bit off topic here. Y'all know I do that a lot. If Maverick Carter was standing right here, right now, what would you tell him?
Thank you, and I appreciate him because he gave a kid from Elyria, Ohio, the drive or the ability, or he inspired me so much that I went towards my goal, like, ruthlessly.
Yeah.
Like, there were people in my family or people who were close to me, like, you want to be like Maverick Carter? Like, Maverick Carter's LeBron's business manager.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be like that? Like, come on, man, you're not going to do that. But I seen him do it, and I seen where he come from, and I seen his story, and I'm like, man, if he can do it, I can do it too. So the first thing I tell him is thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because he really did influence me. Like, he influenced me a lot to just keep going and, keep one foot in front of the other and just, keep driving and keep pushing forward. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man. Just hearing stories like that for the kids that's at home watching, this is a great example that you don't always, get to choose the things that you want to do. In most cases, you're going to be pulled in a direction to where you're needed most. And just hearing some of the things that you're saying, focusing on the athletes, that's something that doesn't get enough attention. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you just see these athletes and you see them on TV, you see the cars, you see all that stuff, but you don't see the regular part of life that they live. So the fact that you want to shine a spotlight on that is encouraging to me. Mm-hmm. And again, man, I'm so happy to have you here on the show with us today.
I'm excited too. I'm excited as well.
So social media is a huge resource in today's world, mm-hmm. and it's very helpful to somebody that's trying to put themselves out there or get recognized on a bigger platform. Talk about how you use marketing to get to where you're at right now.
So basically, like you were saying, like marketing yourself is so huge because you ultimately want a company or a person to invest in you. Mm-hmm. So I use my social media platform to my advantage a lot because you gotta watch what you follow. You gotta watch what you post because you never know who's watching you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my job working for Vic because someone who followed me on Instagram was like, yo, I seen somebody I follow or somebody I've been watching is on a boat with y'all. And, Vic manager was like, Reese? And he was like, yeah. He was like, man, that seemed like a good dude. I see he be running and, he's always positive. Like, I think, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So me using my platform or watching what I post and watching the different things like that landed Jay, which is Vic's manager, to be like, I want to sit down with this kid because I feel like he can help our team out. Wow. And that's how big marketing is. Yeah. And then different things like that, like meeting different people. Like I'm real good people with like John Wall's best friend, like through social media. Right. Is how we got connected. But if you go to my social media and you see me posting, BS, or you see me doing X, Y, and Z, or I'm drinking on social media and I'm smoking and I'm posting it, who's gonna wanna be around that? Or he ain't serious. He just want to party, he just want to kick it, or different things of that nature. Right. So marketing yourself and, I always tell people all the time is we're all a brand. So just like Nike's a brand, mm-hmm. Nike is trying to sell something to you so you can buy it, right? Mm-hmm. So Nike is very, very good at selling a story. Like different type of commercials, like when they do Black History Month, mm-hmm. or when they do, their summer collection, like it gets your eye because of the commercial or the different things like that, because they're a brand and they want you to sell, they want you to buy something from them. And we have to use our social media the exact same way because we want someone to, you did Gymshark, right? Right. So Gymshark went to your Instagram and they was like, man, this dude is working out, this dude is positive, we're gonna send him clothes and we wanna have him on our website. But imagine if you use your social media the opposite way and then went to Gymshark, like, I want y'all to do X, Y, and Z with me, and they went to your social media and they seen you partying or kicking it or doing it, would they want to invest in you? Right. So you got to use social media to your advantage. And, network is the new money. Mm-hmm. I'll tell that to people too as well. Yeah. Like networking yourself, like meeting different people and, so for me, I always tell people and I know I'm rambling, but for me, I'm telling people because you gotta always, one time somebody told me how many video coordinators are GMs now. Yeah. How many people who are valet own that same restaurant. So you gotta be nice to people, you gotta network with different people. Hey, how you doing? You never know who is gonna be where they are 20 years from now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So networking is so big, man. It's just huge.
And let me just stop you there because I just thought about something that me and you touched on earlier. Mm-hmm. It's okay to build yourself up into that spot to where you can be that person that's always nice. You learn your craft every day. Right. And I think about how me and you used to work at Finish Line. You actually got me the job working there. Mm-hmm. And using those people skills even at a job like that can go such a long way for you because you're talking to different people daily. Who knows who's going to come in the store and try to purchase some shoes, and you make a good impression on them, and then next thing you know, they calling you like, we want you to come over here. Right. We love that service that you just gave us, and we think that you'll be better off in this light. Mm-hmm. Speak about how those experiences kind of help you out a little bit.
Yeah, so one thing about me is working at Finish Line, and I know because you work there as well, you get to talk to so many different people, young people, older people, teenagers, kids, black, white, Hispanic, no matter what it is, and you gotta turn a switch on. Because the same way I talk to this person cannot be the same way I talk to this person.
Right.
Because they both perceive life or different things, differently.
Yeah.
So Finish Line helps me out to this very minute. Is because sometimes I walk in the room and it could be the CEO of this company and this guy's there, and I got to turn a different switch on. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm just with Vic, or I'm with Tone or Terry, I can talk to them, a different type of way.
Yeah.
You gotta have diversity.
Yeah.
Especially when you want to build a business. And like I always tell people too, is wherever you're at now, use that now and maximize your potential wherever you're at. And I think social media can be a curse because we see so many people like, dang, they got the Porsche, or they got this, or they got this business. But like I always say, people all the time, Maverick Carter been in the game. LeBron's on year 18. You know what I mean? So everybody, I can't want to be Maverick Carter now. You know what I mean? I gotta be when he's trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So you gotta use wherever you're at to maximize the potential. You know what I mean? Regardless if you're working at McDonald's or you're working at wherever you're working at. You know what I'm saying? Finish Line or Foot Locker. You gotta use that and think, how can I use Finish Line, or how can I use the job I'm at now to better my future?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I see so many people on social media, man, I hate my job, and everybody wants to be that entrepreneur and everybody wants to do that, and that's fine. But wherever you're working at now, you will find out, if you find little things about your job and little ways, that it'll come back to you later on down the life. And I'm learning that now, that my people skills at Finish Line are helping me out now.
That's a very good message to the young ones that's watching and that's working little part-time jobs or whatever they may do, man, because this generation is so easily influenced by what they see. And it's almost as if, they see it, they want the microwave route, they want it quick, but they don't necessarily realize what it takes to get to that spot. Like, everybody want to be a lion until it's time to hunt. You know what I mean? Like, lions still have to go hunt. They don't just get to eat. They're not just the king of the jungle just because they're the king of the jungle.
It's not just right there.
Yeah, so I just feel like that's such an important message, and that's something that we should just kind of park at. So I have a lot of middle schoolers and high schoolers that tune into my channel, and they always give me their feedback. So the reason why I wanted to park here is just so you can give a message to them, because they're really who we're talking to right now. This younger generation is the ones that need this the most, even though the older people do too, but the younger generation is where it starts at.
Right.
So just a message for them as they're on their day-to-day journeys and they're seeing these things that they want, but they don't necessarily know how to get there and maximize the time and the situations that they're in right now.
Okay, so my message to them would be stay present. It's always good to look for the future. Like everybody says, how your 10-year goes, and that's all fine and dandy, but stay present. Stay in the moment. Learn as much as you can now. You know what I mean? And don't rush anything. Like, I know a lot of people since Nipsey passed, everybody's like the marathon, but like what he was preaching is true. Like, it really is a marathon. You know what I mean? Like, this is a long journey, that we're on. Like, I've been in the business this is my 3rd year. Like, so you gotta continue to stay present, continue to learn, and continue to grow wherever you're at. It doesn't matter. And I think our generation the younger generation is blinded by, or they see social media and they see, all these guys having these different things and all that. And that's fine. And you're going to get there one day. But just stay present, enjoy the moment now, learn as much as you can now, always ask questions, be curious, be very curious. Like, I've been around people and I ask them questions, I don't care what it is. I want to know, like, well, I asked, Vic's, his manager, well, why did you do this deal? Or, well, why didn't you do that? Or, okay, why are we calling this company? Because I want to know all these things. Like, I think no question is a dumb question. Like, if you don't know something, ask. So just be passionate, just be curious. Be curious. You meet someone that's successful, or you meet someone that in the field that you want to be in, ask them 1,000 questions. Successful people, or people who are on some type of level, these CEOs, all they want to do is just talk about their successes, and they'll tell you. You go up to them and you ask them, oh my gosh, I seen you do this. How did you do that? Like, just ask them a bunch of questions. And when you walk away, I guarantee they're gonna be like, you know what? I like that kid.
Yeah.
You know, like he's curious and he wants to learn.
He wants to learn.
Always want to learn. Always want to learn. Always want to grow. Like every single day, like try to pick up a little bit of something.
That's really good stuff, man. So important to be curious and just be a sponge to every situation that you're around. Even if it's something that you don't think that you can learn from, 9 times out of 10, you probably can take something from it. Yeah. And I love how you tied that into Nipsey, man. You know how to rock behind hustle.
Oh,
and
yeah, 100%.
It definitely is a marathon. And you truly can't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 27. Like, it's never gonna work like that. Everybody has their own marathon, and it's yours for a reason. So just continue to be curious, continue to be a sponge around whoever you may come in contact with that can possibly help you out, get to where you're trying to go to. And we have a prime example of it right here. Yeah. So, you know.
And piggybacking off of what you just said, you know, about being a sponge and learning new things and learning things from stuff you might not know. Like, I think, like, one thing that I've been trying, like a tool that I've been using lately is like, so we get up in the morning, the first thing we do is grab our phones, right? So the first thing we normally do is go to social media. We go to Instagram. I don't have a Facebook. People go to Facebook or different things like that. But like, try different things. Like, go to something else. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I've been looking up, and you gonna laugh because I know you big on fashion, is like in the mornings, I've been looking at like the GQ digital like website. Trying to, I don't know what I'm gonna learn from there, but trying to learn from, you know, different things like that, or like, I don't know, man, just try different websites, or, you know what I mean, look at different things like Business Insider. Yeah. I'm looking up Business Insider now. I got the Wall Street Journal on my phone now. So I go to the Wall Street Journal, I go to the business. You know, I don't know who I'm gonna see in there. Right. But just continuing to like try different things, you know what I mean, and see what you like.
And you're still doing something that pertains to the field that you're in, because like you just said, you don't know who you're gonna meet. Right. You know, you don't know who you're gonna see. So for somebody that doesn't know the field that they want to be in yet, I would say just wake up and do something different. You know, there's almost everybody probably wakes up and checks their phone and goes right to social media. But how many people wake up and even, you know, just do something simple as making your bed first, like a daily discipline. Right. Something like that can really go a long way, and it's almost like a seed is planted. Now you know whenever you wake up, I'm gonna make this bed. Correct. So now things like that, little small things, can turn into bigger things. You know, now when I go to work, I'm gonna be a certain way. You know, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna try to make the best out of my situation that I'm in now. And it all starts with those little things. You're planting a seed. That's really all that is planting a seed. You've been planted to wake up and train yourself to go to social media every day. So why not fix that? Yeah. So why not fix that and try to do something else that's gonna really help you elevate and get to the next spot? So this next topic is gonna be a good one. And I believe you're gonna love it.
All right, for sure.
Being that our conversation and what you do is centered around basketball, and being that we're both from the same area, I kind of wanted to talk about local hoops. Okay. Local hoops from top to bottom, baby. I got you
all right here. Come on, let's talk about it.
We gotta chop it up. Local hoops, right off the rip. Top 5, past and present.
What years? Where am I starting? 2010 till now?
Yeah. So let me just say this. There's plenty of people that obviously played before us that we didn't get to see. So older people's opinions are going to be different than ours. I would base my list based off of 2005 to now. You know what I mean? Because like those are the players that I really seen hoop. But you know, you can structure your list however you want to. But that's just how I structure mine. So
I would probably go 2010 till now. Top 5. Oh my gosh. And you got me thinking. Taking me back. No order, by the way. I don't want to put an order because then that's going to make it even harder. Top 5 hoopers. One hooper that I really loved back day was Mikey Davila. I would most definitely put him in my top 5. And I know he had like a knee injury, or he ended up getting something like.
Mikey could shoot too.
He was cold. But he could shoot, he can pass, he can dribble, he could do everything. Love Mikey game. Of course, I'll put Devon in there. A 6'5" point guard who can handle the ball and different things like that. He's special. I'll put Devon in there. On the Illyria side, Isaiah Walton. I was a huge Isaiah Walton fan. I mean, I was a huge Isaiah Wong fan when he was in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's tough.
Yeah, I would put him in there as well as my top 5. And then from there, man, I don't know. I mean, those are the top 3 that I was like really my favorites. I would love to go see.
You don't know.
Man, I gotta think. You taking me back. I gotta think. Day right out the top 5. Right out the top 5. Right. Let me explain why. The competition that Devon and an Isaiah, or even taking it back to like maybe like a 2011 or something, that competition was way harder than now. Like, think about the guards, think about the guys that, like, you know, AJ and Mikey had to go up against, or think about the guards Isaiah and Cody had to go up against. You know what I mean? Like, those were tough guards back in the day. Like, people back then was, remember AD in high school?
Yeah.
He's the same size he is now that he was in high school. Like, these are like, so like, Dede is cold-blooded. But I think the competition that Dede was going up against wasn't as tough as it was that Devon and them, like, remember, okay, so I know you remember the road Devon and them had to get to until they went to go play St. Anne's, right?
Yeah.
Remember that Brunswick team?
Yeah.
Tough. St. Ignatius team? Tough. St. Anne's team with Kipper and them?
Tough.
Absolutely tough. So they had a way tougher road than, you know, Dede and them had. You know what I'm saying? So I love Dede. And Dede knows I love Dede. So if you watch this Dede, you know me and him close. I talk to him about, you know, different things like that. But I'll put him right outside. I would have to put my dog in there. I'll have to put Anthony in there, Fierce, Hemi. Better known as Hemi. I'll have to put him in. Because Hemi was, the thing about Hemi was, he never worked on his game. He was just naturally good.
Yeah.
He just can naturally jump. He can shoot. He could do everything. He never worked on his game. It was so, like, you know what I mean? Never, after practice, never getting extra shots up or nothing like that. He just was naturally good.
Yeah.
I would have to put him in there. That's 4. And then, man, I'm trying to think who graduated maybe like a 2010 class. I don't know. Who's your top 5? I'll have to say. I got 4. You can put, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
There's
really
really
tough.
no wrong answer, but my top 5 in no specific order because it's way too hard, and all of these guys are at elite levels. Mm-hmm. So
I'll stop you right there. Putting Jahleel in my top 5.
Putting Jahleel in top 5?
Top 5. Because Jahleel was another one that was cold. Yeah, he was cold. Jahleel was the only team that, he was the only person that pushed. I don't know if he was at the game when Clearview played Lorraine. They lost by like 6 or 8 that game.
Yeah,
it was like, there was Jahleel, it was Sherrod, it was Ivan. That was a tough team. That team only lost like 3 games that whole year. Yeah. I had to put Jahleel in there. I'm a huge fan of Jahleel, so yeah. Go ahead, I want to hear your top 5.
So I think somebody that's worthy of being in the top 5 is my guy Nas. If you look at Nas Bohannon, if you look at the culture he brought to the city, you know, all of that clapping, all that turning up, like, that was really Nas. Yeah. That was really Nas. And the fact that I played with Nas when he was a freshman, and he played varsity. And like, Nas couldn't dribble, Nas wasn't pushing no breaks, Nas wasn't shooting no jumpers. He just came in, he knew his role, he was rebounding, he was getting putbacks. And then at the end of that season, you know, you look back on it and he started a couple games and you could kind of tell, like, okay, by his senior year, he gonna be doing whatever the hell he want to.
Right.
So the fact that he followed that through, and I think he's a 1,000-point scorer in high school. He's still hooping at Youngstown State now, doing amazing things. Nas is definitely worthy of the top 5. So he's in there.
Okay.
Of course, I'm going my boy DA. DA is definitely, that's a given right there, man. A 6'5" point guard that can do everything.
And he only played really his senior year. He never even had a full season.
So imagine if DA played all 4 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be talking about league right now.
It's tough.
Even though he's still on his way, I believe. But I'm definitely putting DA in there. I'm throwing Thomas in there. I gotta throw Thomas Winbush.
Now we talking high school? Thomas in high school was all right, but he got way. I mean, when he went to Fairmont, that's when Thomas became, you know. Yeah. But I was just thinking high school.
I think I'm factoring in a little bit of everything, especially what they're doing right now.
Oh, Thomas would be top 5 for sure, 100%.
Thomas then climbed up the ladder, man, because his skill set didn't really match his height in high school, even though he was a solid player in high school. And I think I don't think he played his freshman or sophomore year.
It's crazy.
I'm not sure. I have to ask him, but Thomas is definitely in there.
Yeah, Thomas. Then if we're talking, after high school, I would.
If I was putting a list in order, if I was,
okay,
Day would be number one. Has to be number one. Now I love DA. DA, my guy. Me and DA played together since we was in 7th grade. I love DA, and you really can't choose between them. You know, I close my eyes and go either way.
Right.
But the confidence that Day had during high school, I've never seen a player to have that confidence, you know, coming across court, just pulling up, throwing oops off of the glass to himself, you know, being a point guard. Some of the shots and plays he was making was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
You looking like, did he just really do that?
Yeah.
Like, you really had to watch the tape twice. And then factoring in how humble he is. You know what I mean?
Very humble.
Yo, to be that skilled and to be as humble as he is it just makes me like him that much more.
Yeah.
Me and Day actually had a chance to work together. So I'm seeing him every single day. And I'm really trying to pick his brain and see if he's really like this. And the kid is really like that.
No, he's a great kid. I will say that. He is.
So factoring in all of those things and then knowing how skilled he is and how hard he works, Day would have to be at the top of my list, man.
Okay.
Day would have to be. That's baby Iverson right there. But I still got
a huge Day fan though.
Yeah. I still got one more spot left, and I like Mikey. I used to love watching Mikey play. But I think my last spot.
It's tough. You taking me back. I know. And if any old, previous players watching this, I apologize if I missed. I'm just trying to think about who my favorites was. I would put Mikey on mine. I loved Mikey's game.
Yeah.
I just loved his game, the way he played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that, I'm just speaking off of who I gravitated towards too most.
Me too, kind of. But this last spot, it's like there's so many people that I want to mention. And
what about your mans? I want to ask about you. What about Abe? What year did Abe graduate?
Abe was
He's
nice.
at Open Door. Abe was nice. I just thought about Abe.
I was my 9th grade year. Abe had just graduated. So
Abe is tough.
Abe is tough.
Yeah, Abe was tough.
Abe is tough. Isaiah Walton, another one.
Yeah.
I know you put him in yours. I would definitely put him in mine since he had a great high school career and a college career. But I don't know, man.
That's tough.
I don't know. I put myself in there. You know what? I'm putting myself in there, man. Scratch everybody else. That's what I really want to say.
I tell you one thing, though.
I put myself in there, top 5.
Man, I tell you one thing. I ain't gonna put myself in there, but if we lace them up, and I'm talking about a team, 5-on-5 with a couple bench players, I'm taking whoever on my team. Cause I'm a Willis there. I'm a glue guy.
Yeah, for sure. Man, we chopped it up about some good stuff today.
No, we did.
We definitely chopped it up about some good stuff. So many gems, man. Once again, if you're at home watching this and you're not able to take at least one thing from this video, then it's time to reevaluate yourself and how you look at things. I appreciate you coming out here and giving the time to us. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah.
So, the fact that you came out here, you did this with us is big. And, I'm sure people are going to take heed to most of the things that you were saying. So, how we like to close it here in the OTM Talk series is just an encouraging message from you. So, I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to take a step back, and the floor is going to be yours, my guy.
Well, first I want to say thank you, for allowing me to come on your platform. And building that trust into me that we can have a good conversation.
Sure.
And I hope, something I said sticks to, at least if I can stick to one person, then I did my job.
Yeah.
So, but no, I want to thank you for that. And, just an encouraging message to anybody out there listening. One thing I really want everybody to know is I stick by a message, and it's progress over pride. And it's because I think a lot of times our pride get in the way, and we always want to rush the process. We always want to, like you said, everything want to be microwave, quick, fast, and easy. And don't let your pride get in the way, man. Don't look at somebody else's journey and be like, well, they're there at this age, and I gotta be there at this age. You know what I mean? So progress over pride, man, and keep fighting, keep growing. Keep pushing and believe in yourself. Even when no one else believes in you, or even your close people might not believe in your dreams, As long as you believe and just you pray about it, and you're doing something every single day to work towards your goals, you'll achieve every single one of them. And I'm a firm believer of it because, back in 2016 when I figured out this is what I wanted to do, fast forward to 2021 now, never thought I'd be able to see the things I've seen or accomplish what I accomplished so far. And I'm in the baby stages of it. So just keep going, man. Keep striving for greatness, and as you would say, it's a marathon.
It's a marathon, baby. It's definitely a marathon.
For sure.
We definitely ain't sprinting. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me on here, man.
It's love,
100%.
always.
Yep.
So now that episode 3 is in the books, we got it shot. Marius came, he showed out, he was great. I want to do something a little bit different. In this mini series, I originally wanted to do just 4 episodes, and I'm definitely going to stick with that. But since we're on number 3, and next one will be our last one, I want you guys to leave me who you want me to sit down with and interview in the 4th episode down in the comment section. So if there's anybody that you think has a story, is in the business world, or has a big platform, or whatever the case may be, or just a motivational person, period, put it in the comment section down below, and we're gonna make it happen. All right, OTM family, we out.